Ladies and gentlemen, sim racing fans of all ages, welcome into West Coast Sim Racing GT Challenge Series live from the virtual Watkins Glen International. We're running the full Grand Prix course here today with an incredible lineup of GT3 machinery and these drivers ready to push their beasts to the limits. We also had that competition caution at about minute 20 of the race. Before we take a look at virtual track standing, or excuse me, before we take a look at, we'll take a look at some point standings here. First of all, it'll be Andrew Bound, Josh Hunter, and Zach Severe. Drivers with a very nice start to this race season: Michael Odell, Trevor Vafrosky, wait for it, Based. Dylan Based, he's sixth in our point standing. Jake Steckler, Benjamin Forand, Glenn Wilson, and Andreas Profana rounding out the top 10. Welcome in everybody to Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam, and as we get these drivers racked and stacked for a 45-minute grid here, or excuse me, a 45-minute race with that competition caution at about minute 20 in it. We got to take a look at some. We'll take a look at the starting grid here tonight, brought to you by Stam Studio Network. It's Josh Hunter out on the pole. It's our season champ from last season in the multi-class West Coast Sim Racing League. Josh Hunter slaps it out on the pole with the 142.295. How about Nico Colby? He was very fast in practice. Nico Colby, keep your eye on that number 16 Ford Mustang. He'll start P2. Michael Odell, he finished last week from PIR P3. He will start this race in, he finished P2, will start P3. Darren Colby, what a qualifying effort for the 47vehiclebuyers.com machine. Darren, he'll start P4 in the outside row of P2. Mitch Crowther, appreciate the follows there on social media land. Mitch will start this race here on the inside row of row number 3 in the 5th position. Then it's Dylan Bass like a turkey out of Skidmark Sim Racing. He starts today, or excuse me, tonight, 6. It's Jesse Levrin, also our fastest driver, I think, in practice out of the Camber and Caster number 27 machine. Jesse was very fast. Keep your eye on the number 27 BMW GT3. It's Andrew Bound, P8, Benjamin Fran, Brennan Myers, Joe Brady, and Trevor Vafrosky grabs at the top 12. Ali Xay, Brandon Birch, Jake Steckler, Tamir, oh boy. Excuse me, Tamer, you're gonna have to let me know, or help me out there in the number 25 machine. Zach Severe, Zach, he was very fast in practice, finished P5 last week at PIR. He starts all the way back in P17. It's Sim Eichen, he starts P18. Lewis Holloway, Dane Perkins, Mr. Dane Perkins, might I add, out of Skidmark Sim Racing. It's another driver out of Skidmark Sim Racing. Welcome in, welcome in. It's the league owner, Warren Johnson, the number 24. He starts 21st. Glenn Wilson. It's Smith Amethyst Reese out of Crystal Gems Motorsports. She starts P23, and then it's Miles Guerrero, P24. And then it's our road course ringer, Daniel Higgins. He starts P25. All right, let us know who you're rooting, tooting, and hollering on down there live in YouTube land. Is it a driver up here like Josh Hunter, Nico Colby, Michael Odell, or Darren Colby who round out these front couple of rows? Or is it maybe a driver like Dylan Based or Andrew Bound here, who we've seen had pace in this GT Challenge West Coast Sim Racing Series, but they're going to have to start kind of in the argy-bargy, in the nitty-gritty of it all. Brennan Myers, Jesse Laverin, our fastest driver in practice in the BMW Camber and Caster machine. Who do you have down there tonight? Let us know down there in Stam Studio Network. We got Mick Dabbing, we got Ted Wilbur as well saying hello. Appreciate you all joining in here tonight. Let me know if audio levels are A-okay as we'll continue to rock and roll and get ready towards 45 minutes of green flag West Coast Sim Racing action here tonight. Nico Colby, it's Josh Hunter out there on pole position. Who gets it done? We do have that competition caution at and around minute 20 of the race. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you know what time it is. Get up, stand up for your life, and don't you ever give up that fight. We've waited a whole nother week for it. It's Thursday night. It's West Coast Sim Racing GT Challenge action. Josh Hunter, Nico Colby, they're side by side going into turn number 1. It's 3, it's 4, it's 5 wide down their back and out back behind the race lead. It's 3 wide. Oh no, there's the 51 spins. It's one spin who goes around. Thankfully, no other drivers involved here just yet. I believe that was the 57 of Jake Steckler. Now we will run side by side up and through the hill. This is going to be Nico Colby after starting out here on the race, the starting row of the race. It's Nico Colby. He's dropped all the way back now to P5. It's Jesse Laverin, who was our fastest driver in practice. He's up there to P2. Excuse me, Jesse's up to P4, gaining 2 spots since the start of the race. It's Darren Colby who's now up to P2. Then it's Josh Hunter, Jesse, Nico Colby, Mitch Crowther there. Benjamin Ferrand is starting to crest his way up and closer towards that top 7 as he works his way back in top 8. There's a driver going a little bit wide. I think that's going to be Kim Aiken there in the number 7 Ferrari GT3 machine. Still going to be side-by-side conditions back here from about 13th, 14th, and 15th, but we'll crest our way back out into the race lead after Michael Odell. Remember, he finished P2 last week from PIR, but he's not really been able to run away from Mr. Darren Colby there in the 47 all-black Mercedes-AMG machine. Darren Colby, he's running right where he finished real-life Apex Motor Club MX-5 Cup racing. It's P2 for Darren Colby earlier on. He's looking like he's got some nice pace from Watkins, Glen. It's Josh Hunter, and then it's Nico Colby who's able to get back up to P4, but unfortunately drops back to P5 after that race starts. Jesse Laverin, here comes Mitch Crowther. Jesse, better watch out here. You're gonna have company down and around the inside. He's still there. It's door, it's quarter. It's not quite clear as Joe Rainey starts to stick his nose in this battle as well. Mitch Crowther's gonna retain P5 here for the times being, but it might not be for long as here comes Joe Rainey. Remember, Jesse was one of the fastest, if not the fastest drivers in there in our practice session. He's going to be on kind of the defensive place right here as Joe Rennie is down and around the inside through our kind of chicane action that we have here tonight. Then it's down through. It's a long carousel, one that never seems to end. And then we're going to, we're not running the NASCAR layout, of course. We're running that boot layout, going to run the toe of it here. Jesse Laverin, he's still right there back behind Joe Rainey as Mr. Joe Rainey has now moved his way up to P6 and the Rainey Homes Racing Ford Mustang GT3 machine. Joe Rainey, although qualifying back there up outside of the top 10. Keep your eye on Joe Rainey as he's already worked his way to P6. Michael Odell, Darren Colby, both these drivers, that's 2 spots gained for both of them at the start of this race. Michael Odell's continuing to not really able to run away from the Darren Colby machine. Josh Hunter, series winner, series champion, is hunting down this first and second place position right here. Got Lembergerm joining us there, saying good luck Skidmark Sim Racing once again there. Appreciate all of you joining in live tonight on Stam Studio Network. My name's Sean Stam. Let us know if everything is sounding A-OK down there in YouTube land. If cars that need to be a little bit louder, if I need to be a little bit louder. Right now, we're going to take a look at this real loud battle here. A contact there between Brandon Birch, and I think that was the Jesse Laverin machine. The Camber and Caster. The driver who showed so much speed, so much pace in practice, continuing to fall. Sing it, Bob Seger. Like a rock. Jesse, he's going to have to regroup, rearm here into our quick chicane. Let's hop on board with that nose camera. Let's see how close Jesse is able to get here in this tight braking zone. He's going to... Ooh. Okay, this is our, that kind of caught me off guard. This is our newer scanned version of Watkins, Glen. Normally you would be able to try and send it that right side mirror. You try to send the right side as close as you can there on corner entrance to that quick chicane. Jesse left. Oh no, Jesse runs off the track here. He's gonna lose 1 count of 2 count of 3 position as he's now down there and out of the carousel. I think that's Daniel Higgins who has gone around in the Monster Energy Ford Mustang. Heavy contact now with the front nose of Daniel Higgins. It's gonna pop itself right back out as we're running no damage model here tonight. Oh, what happened there? So I know it was first kind of the Jesse Laverin machine there as we started to kind of talk about him. He got pretty deep there into the braking zone, and I wonder if the Ford Mustang of Daniel Higgins, here he comes right there behind him. Oh, it's separate incidents, but same corner there. Daniel Higgins just around the rear end goes. That's what happens. You just try to carry a little bit too much speed onto this race, into some of these really faster, more tighter and technical turns here. Take a look at this race restart as we have a brief moment to check it. Look at this. It got 3 wide for the race lead briefly. It got 4 wide back there. It started to look like, oh, there's Ali Xay going around. He had contact earlier on. Warren Johnson, he's going to actually... Warren Johnson makes it through there. That's another Corvette. I think that was the Corvette of Jake Steckler. It's 3 and 4 wide all throughout the pack on this race restart. We've only had 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4 to 5 drivers involved here early on. And take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. It's Darren Colby. He's fighting for the race lead. Darren's going to try the inside line. This is a very nice passing opportunity here. If he's able to get himself on corner exits, Darren Colby is able to find the throttle pedal here. But now it's going to resort back and around the outside line. It's the longer way around the track. Oh, it's almost contact between the 2 race leaders. Darren Colby, he opts for a little bit of a slice and dice, a little bit of a crossover maneuver there. Darren Colby fighting it out there very aggressively, but he's doing it cleanly. It's ethical real. It's West Coast sim racing action here tonight on Sam Studio Network. Michael O'Dell, Darren Colby contact once again. They're battling out for the race lead. Darren Colby gets a little bit deep there, coming out through turns 14, 15. Oh no, Nico Colby joins the battle, but now he gets loose as a goose. Darren Colby to the race lead in the Mercedes-AMG GT3 machine. Michael O'Dell drops the P2. It's the son of the father up there out up front. It's Nico Colby to P3. Where did he come from? Where did he go? You know it. Tonight, it's got to be Nico Colby, nicknamed Cotton Eye Joe. From the back to the front. To the back, to the front once again for Nico Colby. Well, right now he finds himself trying to battle it out here with his dad. It's Darren Colby out up front. Nico Colby now to P2, getting it down and around Michael O'Dell. Here comes Josh Hunter, series champion. He's not going to battle these drivers up here too easily for these top 3 driver interview positions. You don't even have to look too much further down the driving standings there. It's Benjamin Forant, another very fast driver in practice. He's right there going at it against Andrew Bound, who is VIR race winner. Here, Trevor Vafrosky, he's another driver who didn't quite have the qualifying effort he was looking for, but another Mercedes-AMG starting to show some late run pace. We're about 13 minutes to go until that competition caution. Battles raging all over the racetrack. Brennan Myers, Jake Steckler. Here's league owner Warren Johnson right up in this battle in his Corvette GT3. Where do you go right here if you're Warren here? It's side by side up in front of you. You got Glen Wilson starting to tear down your rear bumper. Tamir, Miles Guerrero, Dylan Bass, Daniel Higgins up there. I mean, this is still battles once again all over the racetrack, and I think I'll throw out the old track map here tonight. I'll help everybody out there live in YouTube lands. Once again, appreciate you all joining in here tonight. It's Damn Studio Network. It's West Coast Sim Racing. It's GT Challenge Series within West Coast Sim Racing. And look at this. This is special as all get out. It's Darren Colby to the race lead. He's finally got a PC that's finally working out there underneath him. He's able to get that sim racing rig back up and underneath of it. Right now, the 47 is starting to put a slight gap over his son, Nico Colby. Let's look at the braking differential here between Nico Colby and Darren Colby. We're on board with, we're on board with Nico, so P2 looking back at Michael O'Dell. Michael O'Dell and that Corvette, it kind of had the short run speed within practice and qualifying, but now Michael, he's fallen back to P3, back to where he started. Josh Hunter, and that's Lamborghini, he's fallen back 3 spots from where he started this race. So Josh Hunter, he's running P4 right now, but he's trying to gain at least 1, count of 2, count of 3 positions. And if we take a look at this last lap history between Darren Colby and Nico Colby, it's a lot of well, it's green there for Nico Colby 2, 3, and 4. But look at 5. That's a 3/10 of a second gain per 1 lap. I mean, Darren Colby, this is some pretty exquisite pace we're seeing out of this 47 Mercedes-AMG GT3 here tonight. tonight. Look out, here comes Warren Johnson. He's trying to get it. Remember, this was last race in the GR86 League, as well as, I think it was last Thursday as well, in San Amethyst Reese and Mr. Warren Johnson were running a little nose to tail, a little side by side with one another. Here we go throughout turns. Excuse me, this is going to be 11 and coming to 12 this time by a little bit of a misspeak earlier on in the race. It will be door to door here between the two. It's our league owner, Warren Johnson. He actually makes the outside line work out at turn number 12. He's able to find the speed, keep the momentum up there heading towards 1 and 2. And now Glen Wilson, he's going to try the inside line there and miss Amethyst Reese. Oh, Amethyst, that might be a slowdown as that's 4 tires down and off of the racing surface, or excuse me, off the race line there. Maybe a little bit of a NASCAR line as the number 25 Ferrari GT3 of... I was about to try, I'm not going to butcher it. Tamir starting to join this battle once again. Now Tamir's going to try to look down to the inside line of Miss Amethyst Reese. Oh, we got a spin down there in the bus stop. It's Brennan Myers who goes around. It's a very fine, it's not probably, it is a fine line here. You try to carry so much speed, try to carry everything that you can here throughout and into the bus stop there. Brennan Myers, he, I think, just maybe tries to carry a bit too much speed into going into the bus stop. Oh, maybe even contact here. I think that's the number 7 of Sam. Oh, there is contact. The number 23, he was bounding around the inside line there. But, man, it was a bump, a bink, and a bang that sent Brennan Myers down and around hard on the outs. I guess it'd be the inside safer barrier. Here's another quick look at an incident earlier on. This is up and back through the hill. Joey Rainey in the Rainey Homes Racing Ford Mustang GT3 machine tries to get a little bit of a run there, and then gets the rear tires completely up and off of the racetrack. Joey Rainey drops back to P25 after having a very nice start to the race. Here's Ali Iksay after not quite having the start he was looking for. A little wobbly, wiggly, woo! Hard into the outside safer. All right, Nico Colby, he's studied up here enough tonight. He's back then around 0.2 of a second back behind Darren Colby, his dad. It all comes down here to that competition caution. I think that's another mistake. It's in about 8 minutes time. I think I said 10 minutes earlier. Competition caution at minute 20 or around minute 20 of the race. We still are looking at 2 Colbys go at it. Michael Odell, sure, he's lost that battle for the race lead, but he's only fallen back to that P3 position, that final driver interview spot. Josh Hunter, how about Mitch Crowther? He's crawling back to where he started the race in the number 5 McLaren GT3, that 073. Nico Colby gives a little bit of a flashy McFlasherson up here to us at the broadcast booth, as well as maybe trying to, I don't know about you guys down there and gals down there live in YouTube land, but that definitely get me looking up in my rear view camera going up towards one of the highest speed sections that we were going into as we'll make our way throughout turns 10, 11, and 12 to complete lap 9. Sparks flying out of the rear diffuser out of the Mercedes AMG as we still look at that dark horse Ford Mustang of Darren Colby continuing to close that gap or really keep it ever so steadily out here. 14 minutes down, 6 minutes to go till comp caution. Appreciate that, Mick Davin, letting us know that things sound A-okay down there live in YouTube land. Oh, we do have a live driver cam. Oh boy, this is Jesse here. This is one, remember, Jesse started up here in P7, one of the fastest drivers in practice. This is gonna be such an onboard, such a fun onboard shot here as well. We'll hop on board here with Jesse and see what he's able to take us through here, see what we're able to learn as we hop on board with that 27 BMW into this, this high-speed chicane. He's got the bird chirping down there in the engine bay. Looks like he drops it to 4th there on corner entrance and then kind of drops it to 3rd there on 2nd corner entrance. Jesse, he's putting all sorts of speed, all sorts of focus. That's what it takes to get these GT3 machines wrapped and around Watkins Glen International. Jesse, how about him? He's now gained a spot. He's now back up to 13th after dropping back to 14th. Warren Johnson now runs 14th. And then it's Zach Severe and Dylan Baste running 14th, 15th, and 16th. Is Dylan starting to join that battle as well? Whoa, holy, I thought Dylan, or excuse me, that's Zach Severe here. Zach was another driver to follow us down there live in social media. Zach, we appreciate it. Zach, probably my favorite driver picture here tonight as well. Man, Zach, we know that he's got the pace. Remember, he finished, once again, P5 at VIR just last week, and I believe that was within GT4 racing, but that's something special that we get within the GT Challenge sort of series here within West Coast Sim Racing. Every Thursday night, I believe it's either alternating or just every sort of race, it'll be either GT3 or GT4. And look at Zach Severe, he's going to try to make that inside line work there. That's a really nice passing zone, really nice passing opportunity. But Zach now, it kind of washes him up there on corner exit and allows Dylan Baste to now get that inside line. Remember, Dylan Baste, he had that little bit of a slip and slide. Another very fast driver, two very fast drivers battling it out here, going to door into our high-speed chicane. This might get a little nitty. This might get a little gritty. Looks like it's Dylan Baste who's going to be a little bit deeper on the brakes. Zach gives way, lives to fight another day. Here comes some more side-by-side. Oh, man, remember, we saw this earlier in the race. Glen Wilson and Sim starting to go at it here, or Kim. God, I'm butchering it either way. Excuse me, that was Kim and Brennan Myers in the 7 and 23. I mean, look at iRacing's BOP here within Watkins, Glen, especially these GT3 machines here tonight. It's Darren Colby still continues to lead in the Mercedes AMG. Different manufacturer for Ford running P2, Nico Colby, Michael Odell. Now that we have seen Tamarji Barji and almost a pass for the race lead here between the two Colbys. Michael Odell is now within 0.3 of a second out here for the battle for the race lead. Josh Hunter, Mitch Crowther, Trevor Vafrosky, and then Benjamin Forehand who round out the top 7. Probably looking about 3.5 minutes to go till our competition caution. Watkins, Glen, it's the super speedway of kind of road courses as you hear us NASCAR drivers kind of all the time talk about and say. Even within the full course layout where it's the 3.5 12-turn layouts here with the toe, the heel of the boot and all that, it's still slipstream is going to matter. Aerodynamics are going to matter. Nico Colby is continuing to fight, I think, tight and kind of tough conditions here within the number 16 Dark Horse Ford Mustang as he continues to get ever so closer to that rear bumper of his father up there right up in front of him. Up and on board with our rear bumper cam here. Just 1.5 minutes to go till our competition caution. We appreciate those sponsors and affiliates up there in the top right of the screen. We're talking Camber and Caster. We're talking Con Coaching, Overstock Vehicles, VehicleBuyers.com. Race to Stop Suicide, Stam Studio Network Racing Broadcast, West Coast Sim Racing. There's so many of them to name. Slipstream Performance, they build to win. Well, right now you're watching to win. You're on Stam Studio Network. There's only 1 more minute to go till the competition caution. When will it fly? It's Nico Colby continuing to hound Darren Colby for the race lead. This will be a fun camera shot here. Watch these braking lines as well as watch these turning lines here between Darren Colby, Nico, and Michael Odell. Where does Darren start to get on the brakes at about that kind of second brake marker? Nico Colby kind of follows in his footsteps, and Michael Odell, he's able to cut that gap to the battle for P2 here by about 1/10 of a second. It may not sound like just all that much here, but especially up and through the S's and down and through when we do start to see some slipstream and draft start to play a factor. 30 seconds to go till we're going to start to look at competition caution range. Darren Colby, he's going to have to play some defense there. He's going to open back up the chicane. Nico Colby follows in the slipstream's footsteps. Michael Odell does the same. They all snake their way through that chicane, continue to work it out here for second and third. What do you do right here if you're Nico Colby? finding your way towards that competition caution should come out to you this lap. You're right now in the meat of the sandwich. You've done everything you can to try and crest your way closer and closer, claw your way to that rear bumper of Darren up there in front of you. But you can only do so much. I think that 30 air, and I really do think that the tighter conditions are starting to play a factor. We know just how heavy this GT3 Ford Mustang is, and as I'm starting to discuss it, that's going to be our competition caution. Ooh, boy, that allows me to take a quick breath. That allows each and every single one of you, if you'd like. You take a quick break here with us. My goodness. Grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack. Don't go anywhere. Battle for the race lead continues to broil between Darren Colby, Nico Colby, Michael Odell. It's Josh Hunter, Trevor Vafrosky, Mitch Crowther, Benjamin Forant, Andrew Bound, Brandon Birch, and Dane Perkins, who gains 10 positions after starting P20. Dane Perkins, he sits P10 on this race restart. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gents. We'll be right back with you here on Stam Studio Network. Thanks, everybody.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back here at Stam Studio Network. We got Andreas Perfano, we got Limber Germ, we got Pond Zone Panda saying, "Is that Skidmark Sim Racing?" Yeah, we got tried a few drivers out of Skidmark Sim Racing saying our logo says it's all. McDamming's still here joining us saying sounds okay. At least I thought it was. McDamming, we appreciate that. Thank you all for joining in here tonight. We still got the lights here on that safety pace car, and look at all these drivers weaving, jeeving, and jiving. We were just running at upwards of our top speed. I mean, 167. Oh, that's great. 168 miles per hour. There we go. I've saved that one. And now that, I mean, we are running under, really, yeah, we're slowing down the field. We're going to re-rack them, restack them. These drivers doing kind of everything that they can here to keep the temperatures, keep the pressures within these GT3 racing machines. Real quick, while we have a brief moment, let's go through the field here, brought to you by the Camber and Castor crew. Darren Colby, after fighting for the race lead earlier on, gets it done, gets the pass done. He started back there in 4th position. That Mercedes all black 47 AMG. I'm sure it would say vehiclebuyers.com or overstockvehicles.com on it as well if you're looking to buy, if you're looking to sell. And Darren Colby, he's got all the action for you there. He's also got all the action on the racetrack, continuing to put laps down. I believe that's, yeah, that's 9 laps led here tonight for the Colby machine. It's one of the many sons there for him. It's Nico Colby, runs P2 in the vehiclebuyers.com all teal Dark Horse Mustang GT3 machine. Nico Colby, he's going to restart here at P2 back to where he started. But remember, on that original race restarts, or excuse me, on the original race starts, Nico Colby fell. Sing it, Bob Seger, once again, like a rock. Here's a quick look at that race restart. And you see Nico Colby, he's kind of leading them all up here, down and into turn 1, and then starts to look at the top of 3 after the 56, the Corvette GT3 right there, down gets a nice run down the inside line. But of Michael Odell, that's who that was. Oh my God, all 3 tires up off the racetrack for Ali Xay. Contact here throughout the pack through turn 1, but other then, I mean, Nico Colby losing a couple spots there. You're gonna see Dylan Bass kind of briefly lose it as well. It was I think, by my means, kind of a clean, I will call it a calm cordial starts there. Nico Colby works his way back up to P2. It's going to be Josh Hunter, multi-class West Coast Sim Racing Series champ. He's going to restart tier P4 on the outside row of P2. Trevor Bafrosky, Mitch Crowther, Benjamin Foriant, Andrew Bound, Brandon Birch, and Dane Perkins. Hey, that's Mr. Dane Perkins. All of these drivers, they've really had to fight for their positions here tonight, and it's Dane Perkins. He's had to fight for every single one of them. He's our biggest mover here tonight, gained 10 positions since the drop of the green. Dane Perkins, we appreciate you joining us. I think this is your first race here in West Coast Sim Racing League, I think. My notes are right here, so we appreciate it. Hopefully we continue to see you out on track with us. It's Lewis Holloway, Jake Steckler, Warren Johnson, our league owner. He's going to restart this race after gaining 8 positions in the 13th spot. Excuse me. Yeah, that'll be 13th spot. Dylan Bass right there behind him. Dylan, after a little bit of that slip and slide that we just briefly saw there on your screen, Dylan will restart to your 14th position. Glen Wilson, Jesse Laverin, our one and only driver down there live in the driver cams. Jesse, he's going to restart 16th. Loses 9 positions just the drop of the green, but I think that shows you just how much pace that number 27 GT3 BMW has here tonight. Zem Akin, Brennan Myers, Amethyst Reese, Ali Say, Tamir, Joe Rainey, Daniel Higgins, Miles Guerrero, and Zach Severe round out our 25. Count them. I'm not going to count them all, but you can if you'd like. 25 driver grid. We got it's a whole. I mean, look at this. We got drivers ranging from, let's see, about 1,000 road course iRating upwards of about 5,500 road course iRating. And Darren Colby, he's about the meat of the sandwich, but right now he's kind of the top bread and butter of it all. He's continued to lead 9 laps. This is going to be easier said than done, although it will be a single file race restart. Things are going to get nitty. Things are going to get gritty. Watch this race restart. That iRacing safety pace car allows these drivers to do battle. Darren Colby catches them sleeping here going into turn 1. Oh God. Oh God. Okay, it's Darren Colby, and then we're going to start to look at some 2 and 3 wide up there back behind the pack. Oh, we do have a spin going around. It's one of the GT3 Chevrolets. Oh, and then there's a huge one. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 count of drivers involved. Warren Johnson, he's one of them that goes for a spin. Lewis Holloway is still spinning. Amethyst Reese, Joe Rainey gets it through. Zach Severe gets it through. We'll go back out here throughout the starting chicane, as it'll still be Darren Colby, Nico Colby, and Michael Odell. Darren Colby on that throttle pedal very, very quickly, able to kind of catch the pack sleeping, but Nico Colby with cat-like reflexes, he's able to retain about a 0.2 of a second gap here to his father. It's Michael Odell. It's Trevor Bafrosky with that 5,200 road course iRating. Trevor Bafrosky, he's gained another spot here, continuing to claw his way closer, and even so closer to the race lead as Nico Colby almost has contact with Darren. Darren, you better play some defense here. There it is. Darren goes from the defensive line back into the offensive line. Liking what I'm seeing there. You have to open up the corner entrance there to make sure you get the run off of corner exit as we make our way down and around the forest that is Watkins Glen. It's Nico Colby. He's faster throughout the certain section parts of this track here, but Darren Colby, especially through turns 10, 11, and 12, he's able to keep that speed, keep the momentum rolling. Nico Colby misses the corner here, folks. Here comes Michael Odell. Michael Odell's going to have a shot and a half done around there to the inside line in turn 1. Michael Odell, let's see if he's deeper into the brakes. Whoa, Trevor Bafrosky, he gets 2 tires up and off the race line. Wow, Darren Colby gets 4 tires off the racetrack. Doesn't look like a slowdown has ensued here just yet, but with that 2 tires off the racetrack, it's going to present side-by-side racing for Nico Colby and Michael Odell. This is battle for P2. Trevor Bafrosky Vafrosky joins this battle for P3 and 4. Josh Hunter, Mitch Crowther, Andrew Bound is right there with them. Here we go. It's getting to the nitty. It's getting to the gritty. It all comes down here to this. This is setting up passes as we continue to crest our way in our final 15 minutes of the race. Nico Colby's able to regroup. Nico Colby's able to rearm. He's going to present himself back at 3/10 of a second back here behind our race leader of Darren, which, again, if you're just now joining us, is his dad. Trevor Vafrosky to that final driver interview spot after working down the inside, down and around the outside as well. Trevor, now, that's 9 spots gained since the drop of the green flag. He's now running in third. Michael Odell running fourth after almost getting 4 tires off the racing line. Michael Odell tries to play some defense here after Josh Hunter maybe just trying to play that mental game, trying to look down the inside but not actually take it after Josh Hunter. Remember, Josh Hunter, I believe he started up there in our front row. He knows that this Lamborghini GT3's got the speed, he's got the pace, but right now he's got to show us how he's going to make these passes happen at a super speedway, kind of resembled Watkins Glen road course. It's Watkins Glen International. Here we go. It's another nice battle here between 7th and 8th. Andrew Bound and Benjamin Forehand. Andrew Bound is last week's race winner after going back to back for podium finishers in the GR86 series. Andrew Bound, he's still trying to fight for his right to party in that 650 machine. Mitch Crowther up there in front of him, P6, and then Benjamin Forehand right there behind him in the comes a side-by-side battle between that the chicane. Oh, it's almost contact. There is contact. Nico Colby goes around off the front bumper of Trevor Vafrosky. Nico Colby goes for a spin. It's Trevor who now is going to have to he's going to have to try and reel in Darren Colby, but after seeing these last lap times here between Darren and Trevor, they're about the same, if not even, between one another. Contact between Nico Colby sends him around. We're going to take a look at that race replay. All right, so they make their way into the chicane. This is so tough to go side by side. It rarely works. Let's see if there actually is contact or if it's our favorite word. It's netcode. I don't think that's netcode. That's front splitter that dived down into the left rear Michelin of Nico Colby. Sent him down and around, and heavy contact on the outside safer barrier. Hopefully Nico's wrists are A-okay and he's able to kind of live to fight another couple laps here tonight, as the battle for the race lead continues to dwindle down even more. It's only 32 minutes down out of 45, 13 minutes to go. Trevor Vafrosky continuing to close that gap on Darren Colby. Darren Colby, get this, ladies and gentlemen, he has led 14 laps tonight. It is a season showing here for the number 47. He's trying to put his best running all on display, but it's not going to be, it's going to be tougher said than done here tonight for Darren Colby. There's a long way to go. There's a long time to get there. Darren Colby is going to have to try and do what they say can't be done, and that's hard. Hold off a hard charging driver with 5,200 road course rating of Trevor Vafrosky. That gap continues to close here between our 2 front race leaders as we have quite a spin. Oh, we're still going around. That's going to be Sim around. That's going to be Amethyst Reese involved. Here comes Lewis Holloway. He makes his way through. Glen Wilson and the Razzers Porsche dude wipes. He's also involved. This was a huge incident. While we have a brief moment, let's take a. This was Avalanche. This was Avalanche Central here, folks. Oh, been on that. Okay, well, Jesse, he was actually down around the outside line there, up and through the S's, and that is a very, very risky place to spin like this. Oh, there's just nowhere for any driver to go. We're going to continue to make contact here. Here's the first contact that kind of sent Jesse. Well, really, Jesse's up on the inside there. Then there's the 23 of Brennan Myers. Remember, I think there was contact here between these drivers earlier on in the race, and then it actually sends both of them around. Seen this quite a bit in NASCAR land. It's just spin cycle, and nowhere to go. Joe Rainey, he's got a. He barely makes it his way through, as well as Ali Xay, and then Daniel Higgins after Jesse Lavorin just drifting across his way down the racetrack. Nowhere to go for either of these drivers. Might I add, at the fastest portion of the racetrack. Okay, we'll get back up here to the race lead. It's Darren Colby. He's now separated by about that same gap, about 0.3 of a second. Michael Odell, Josh Hunter, Mitch Crowther rounding out about first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Andrew Bound, he's able to gain 1 spot since we last checked on that 651 machine. Right now trying to get Mitch Crowther, but the 073. How about that dude White's McLaren? There's only 3 McLarens out here on track, and he's leading that kind of, if you call it kind of a class battle of them all. 3 seconds back there behind Darren, but man, I wouldn't count out Mitch here for even possibly a final driver interview spots, as it is a blanket over top 4, top 5, call it 6 and 7 if you will, and then we start to look at these closer battles down here at about 14th, 15th with Ali Xay and I believe that's Tamer there. That's the 25 and the number 19. Whoa, there might be contact as Ali Xay makes a late move down the inside. Liking the move down the inside line of that Mercedes AMG. And look at the 2 Mercedes. They're running 1-2 tonight, and then you got Ali Xay running in the respectable 13th. Trying to put it down and through that battle with that Ferrari of Tamer. They're almost contact between the 2 cars once again. Oh no, Ali Xay, no! Ali Xay, I don't think there was contact there, but you're gonna go for a little bit of slip and slide after they started to look side by side between one another once again. We're going to go back out to the race lead once again. This is going to be Darren Colby, Trevor Vafrosky, now separated by 0.2 of a second. Remember, if my memory serves me correct, I do believe Trevor, he either won that season opener or he got the top 3 to it. And Trevor, he's going to try to fake it around on the outside line. He's going to try to hit the switchback down into the inside. But Darren Colby, he's seen that coming. Darren Colby, he's known to play some defense here before, but it's all in all ethical respect. It's all within racecraft respect. Darren Colby does it without any contact between the 2. It's still Darren versus Trevor. Darren, he's going to continue to kind of block that what we have seen block the kind of a more aggressive move down into the inside in the entrance of the corner, and then very late down and around very right before that apex of the corner, Darren Colby will open the corner back up and try and use that speed and momentum to try and retain that gap out to the race lead. Well, now we're gonna have to see Darren Colby play some defense. Defense over here is Trevor Vafrosky. This is where it's all going to happen there in the 2 turns 9 and 10. It's side by side between Josh Hunter and Michael Odell, door to door. They're going to single file it back down here towards in turns 10 and 11. Now it's side by side for race lead. Oh, there's contact. Trevor Vafrosky has contact with Darren Colby, our race leader, after leading 12, 13, 14 laps. He is not happy on the mic. Darren Colby dropped back to P4. Trevor Vafrosky to the race lead. Oh, no. Okay, we're going to have to take a quick look at this race replay, because was it netcode? Was it actually contact? Here we're going to see again. Or also, was Darren Colby possibly even a little bit loose there heading into turn 10? I have to take another look at it, possibly our bird's eye, kind of our drone camera shots here. Oh, that's a great look at it. We'll take one more here. I believe, yeah, this is going to be our kind of our best shot at it. I'm gonna have to tally that one up at netcode. I don't think there was contact between the 2 drivers, but Trevor Vafrosky just down and around the inside line, and that's all it's going to take. Remember, iRacing Simulation Motorsports, they're simulating not only the track, not only the cars, there's so much that goes into this, but these are also drivers going at it from all over the world at the same racetrack, at the same 10th and 1000th of a second at the racing, at the stripe there. So sometimes we do see a little bit of netcode where that's kind of contact. The iRacing will kind of think that there was contact there when there wasn't. So we know Darren Colby and Trevor Vafrosky, they are 2 very competitive drivers, but they do have that ethical wheel. They do have that racecraft part about them. As Trevor Vafrosky is now to the race lead. This is going to be the 2nd lap he completes now as our race leader, as the highest driver with the highest amount of I rating, excuse me, there. Michael Odell, he still runs P3, and although Darren Colby runs P4, if Darren is able to kind of slot himself and get within about, I would say the gap is 0.8 of a second, Darren Colby's he's going to be able to get himself back up in that draft, back up in that slipstream. Remember, this is kind of a road course that is, at least to us NASCAR folks, that is kind of considered a super speedway. Darren Colby right up there with him. And oh man, Michael Odell tried to make something happen there in the chicane, but backs out of it as Josh Hunter tries to kind of back up and in front to tries to make Trevor look in his rear view mirror out of that rear view bumper. It's a Porsche. Excuse me, it is a Mercedes AMG versus a Lambo versus an American-powered Chevrolet Corvette here. And don't count out that second Mercedes AMG running in P4 here after contact right there with the race lead. Or excuse me, Darren Colby was in the race lead after contact with P2 at the time of Trevor. Darren Colby, he's going to put his head down. He's going to regroup. That number 47 is going to rearm here tonight, ladies and gents. I would not count him out of this battle for the race lead. Michael Odell, that's also a really, really great driver pick here. Michael Odell, he's going to try to make two back-to-back podium finishes happen here within the GT Challenge West Coast Sim Racing League. VIR, Odell finished second as he's looking at third place right here. Josh Hunter finishes second. Excuse me, he finishes third and he's running second right here. So kind of a little bit of back and forth cat and mouse action here with lap times ranging at about the 1 minute 40 seconds range. We're probably looking at about 3 more laps to go here tonight. Michael Odell, he's definitely within slipstream range. And remember, just last lap, that's just what I mentioned with Darren Colby. Darren, get within 0.8 of a second. Well, he's done that. Now within the slipstream and draft, it's like a vacuum. It gives Darren Colby the big suck down here down the back straightaway, especially as they start to run side by side. This is a huge hole poked into the air. Darren Colby, he has options. What does Darren Colby do? Darren, he makes the more aggressive maneuver there into corner entrance of the chicane, but has to kind of compromise there on corner exit and give kind of all that gap back to Michael Odell. Benjamin forehand, man, oh man, how about Tim Ayer as well as Nico Colby, the 25 and the 16. This is Ford versus Ferrari. How many times have we seen this throughout history? It's Nico Colby after after a magical quick repair. I laugh because I'm sure that these real life drivers, I'm sure that they begged that they had some real life repair there within the real racing universe. Nico Colby, this is another nice passing opportunity here. Door quarter clear. That one's for you, Slater. It's door to door here between Slater's dad, though, as well as Nico's, as well as Stone's. It's only Darren and Nico added here tonight between the two Colbys, but it is between the two. How about it? They're still between about even runs that are out of turn 9, heading towards 10, 11, and 12. Remember, Darren Colby had contact for the race lead. I think it was out of that corner there earlier on in the race. Now Darren's down around the inside line. Darren, I know how bad he wants this final driver interview spot, but it's going to be easier said than done as Michael Odell is able to find P3 for the time being. That's going to be the outside line. Tough cookies here between P3, P4. Mitch Crowther is right there with him in P5. Mitch has his popcorn bucket out here as they run side by side through the S's. That is so... You can't do that in GT3 racing, but they do. We'll go back to the race lead. It's Trevor Vavrosky. It's Josh Hunter. Now they're separated by 0.25 of a second. What was 0.2 of a second their last lap by. These drivers should be making their way towards white flag lap. It should be 2 laps to go, this time by 0.2 of a second, separating P1, P2. Darren Colby is now falling back to P3 at about a 2.25 second gap. Then you have Mitch Crowther, Michael Odell, and Benjamin forehand. It's a blanket over P1, P2, it's a blanket over P4, P5. It all comes down here to this. It's the race lead. It's the battle. It's Watkins Glen International here tonight at West Coast Sim Racing, live on STAM Studio Network. Trevor Vavrosky still with that 0.2 of a second gap. Here comes Josh Hunter. This will be the white flag lap. anything will go between these two front drivers. We've seen contact banging. We've seen argy-bargy before. What's it going to be between these two front runners as they make their way through 11 and 12 for the second to final time here tonight? Barney the flagman waves the white flag loud and proud. Windshield wiper waving loud and proud on that Josh Hunter machine. It's our season champion versus a newer driver here in West Coast Sim Racing GT Challenge, but we've seen have the pace. We have talked with Trevor before in those top 3 driver interview pours. Trevor, he's looking to get another win on the season as he continues to hold this gap over Josh Hunter. But if Josh Hunter wants to say anything about it, this is going to be a really good opportunity here. No, he's not close enough. He's just going to try to play the mental offense there up for Josh Hunter. Try to fake down around the inside line as we'll work our way towards the boot section. Darren Colby drops back to P3 after leading an immaculate about, I think it was 13 laps tonight. Woo, Trevor gets this pass for the race lead done a little bit later on in the second stint of it. A driver with 5,200 road course I rating is going up against Josh Hunter right here with 3,600. They know the games, they know the slipstream, and more importantly, they know these GT3s. It's the final 5 turns tonight from Watkins Glen International Raceway in the West Coast Sim Racing League. We're on board with Josh Hunter for P2. He continues to slice it, dice it, get ever so deeper into the braking zones. But what's going to happen between Trevor and Josh between these final 3 turns here tonight? Trevor, he's still got that 3/10 of a second gap here, but Trevor gets loose as it goes down corner exit. Here comes the final 3 turns. Josh Hunter, he is ever so closer to make a move. 0.15 seconds separating between the two. It's the final turn. It's coming out of turn 12. Trevor Vafrosky, he goes back to back with podium finishes. He has 2 now within the West Coast Sim Racing GT Challenge League. Josh Hunter, he finishes P2, Darren Colby finishes P3, and Michael Odell, Mitch Crowther, Benjamin Forant, Brandon Birch, and Dylan Bass coming across the line, 0.2 of a second separating 7th and 8th. Apologies there, that was Trevor Vafrosky with the season opener podium finish, and then now with another, well, he's gonna win here tonight. Oh my, we got Nico Colby, Nico Colby's flipping of excitement. We're going to get these top 3 driver interviews as well as official race results here for you in just a few moments' time. Thanks everybody, and man, what a battle here between these top 2 drivers here coming to the line. Take a look at this here, heading into the chicane this is on the white flag, so kind of anything that Josh Hunter can do, he's trying here. You see the suspension going to work. You see that the front left here going to try to do all the work here and carry that speed around and through the carousel section. Oh, and into the toe of the boot. Well, unfortunately, it wasn't enough for Josh Hunter here tonight. What a race, what a finish. We're going to chat with our race winner, Trevor Vafrosky, Josh Hunter, as well as, hey, Darren Colby. He made that top 3 driver interview spot. That's going to be a fun interview here in just a few moments' time. All right, before we get to those live driver interviews, we'll get with those top 3. Excuse me. We'll get with those official race results. It's Trevor Vafrosky who takes away race win here tonight from Watkins Glen. Josh Hunter with a very, very close, only 0.164 seconds separating the 2 at the line. Darren Colby, after leading quite a few laps tonight, he'll finish it out P3. Michael Odell, Mitch Crowther, Benjamin Forand, Brandon Birch. Hey, how about Dylan Bass and Dane Perkins, 2 of the Skidmark Sim Racing drivers coming at it in 8th and 9th place position. Nice race for Dylan and Dane here tonight. Joe Rainey and the Rainey Homes Racing after, a tough kind of slip and slide earlier. He comes back here to finish P10 in the Rainey Homes Racing machine. Nico Colby, Tamer, Daniel Higgins, Warren Johnson, Andrew Bound, Jesse Laverin. I got a feel here for Jesse. He finishes P16. Kim Orsim finishes P17. Miles Guerrero, Lewis Holloway, and Alexei Andreu finishes P20. Amethyst Reese, Jake Steckler. Oh, Jake, no, in the Corvette. He finishes P23. Zach Severe and Glen Wilson round out our 25 finishing order here tonight. But we're gonna have to get with those top 3 driver interviews, and I think it's gonna be special here if we kind of go from third to second to first here. I think I've got up here live with Mr. the one, the only. Hey, Darren Colby. I think you know who it is here. You got yourself a copy.
Hey, how's it going, Sean?
Darren, I'm being honest, I'm sweating up here in the booth watching you put on a show here tonight. How about it, though? You continuing to lead quite a few laps. You showed us that you had the pace here from Watkins Glen, Darren.
Yeah, no, it was a good race. It was a good race. Just ran, running hard, and then I don't know what happened going in there. Caught the, the left rear quarter back there and sent me sliding. So jumped back in there and, moved up to 3. Josh was running a good pace, and yeah, it was a good race. The number 47 President Mercedes was getting the job done.
Man, it looks like it out there on track there, Darren. Unfortunate run there coming to the end after that little bit of a contact. But how about it, though? You still find yourself in the top 3. You gained quite a bit of points here tonight in this GT Challenge race. What was that Mercedes AMG like here tonight? You were on rails.
Yeah, no, it was handling good. The number 47 President AMG Mercedes was putting down solid laps and really handling well. The setup was awesome, and yeah, no, it was a good car.
Well, Darren, we appreciate you taking a little bit of time up here in the booth. Who we shouting out? Who makes it all happen here for you at this top 3?
Just for Warren obviously putting it on, you announcing, and everybody else that joins and supports the league. It's awesome. It's a good time. My coach Jeremy Fletcher, he's helped me a lot on sim racing as well as MX5 racing. So great guy there. Slipstream, working on our cars with the boys and myself, and Overstock Vehicles and vehiclebuyers.com.
Hey, well said there, Darren. We appreciate it. We appreciate Slipstream Performance as well. Darren, you have a great rest of your night, man. We'll let you get to popping that virtual champagne.
You got it. Have a good night, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Darren. We'll continue to work our way back up to P1, but it's Josh Hunter who's in the bridesmaid position tonight, but our season champion from the multi-class series last season. Hey, Josh, this is Sean live down here in Stam Studio Network. Top 3 victory lane. You got yourself a copy, man.
Yeah, man. What's up, dude?
Well, Josh, how about you, man, here tonight? Started up there, I believe, on the pole, fell back to about 4th, 5th, 6th, but you worked your way back up to P2. Josh, how did you make it happen here tonight in that Falcon number 81 Lamborghini GT3?
Just staying in the slipstream. When I saw Nico and Darren pass me on the first lap, I just hoped that they underfueled, because that's what it seemed like. But I guess Lamborghini's just slow on top speed. Yeah, Darren's improvement is really impressive. It's crazy.
Man, it's fun to see Darren's improvement here within not only real life racing, but as well as iRacing, like you say here, Josh. And man, luckily I don't have to fight against Amir lap after lap, race after race, season after season like you do. But you might be having to go some side by side here within Darren. Josh, how did you make this top 2 position happen here tonight? I know you got quite a bit of pace here last season, but you hop right back in this GT3, especially after our season opener. What did the Lamborghini have under your feet here tonight?
It was really strong through the bus stop. That's what it seemed like. And other than that, just stay out of trouble and stay in the draft. And yeah, that's about it. Try to save tires also. And it worked out in the end.
Man, that's really cool to hear that tires are also starting to come into a little bit of factor of GT3 racing with this newer model. Thank you so much, Josh Hunter. Before I say it, who would you like to thank, and who makes this all possible here for you? Another podium finish here at West Coast Sim Racing.
You and Warren for putting this whole thing together, and it was a really fun battle with Trevor at the end, so that was a lot of fun. Thanks for that one. And, well, I guess the top 4 throughout the whole race, because it was just really clean and really close.
There it is, Josh. I know that goes a long, long ways there behind the scenes. We appreciate it, man. And Josh, you have a great rest of your night.
Thank you, too.
All righty, it'll be the one. It'll be the only Trevor. That's another win here for him. Trevor, you got yourself a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, you get P1 here tonight in the Mercedes AMG number 10 machine. How'd you make it happen here? It was a wild, wild race start, and especially that race restart after the competition caution.
Yeah, I mean, not the cleanest of runs through the field. You know, I had the spin on the pace lap, which, you know, was a bit embarrassing. Just, I don't know, I'm on the highest degree of traction control, and I still light up the rears till that late. So that's a little embarrassing, but managed to work my way through, get to decent track position before the caution, and then yeah, I get to fight with all the top guys post caution, and you know, was able to battle through, but really not as clean as I'd like that to go. So I probably owe a couple people some apologies watching some of these replays back. It's tight racing, you know, a lot of guys out there defending really hard, and some stuff happened, and you know, not super happy with how all of those turned out, but can't change it now.
Yeah, that's really well said there, Trevor. Kind of been there in that position before. Not ever fun to do, but I know it makes a long difference and a long ways there go behind the scenes, Trevor. But hey, back here to you. You get it done here tonight at Watkins, Glen, kind of the super speedway of road course racing, as kind of the NASCAR guy in me likes to say. Some slipstream and some draft, makes some moves here at this high-speed road course. Man, Trevor, the top speed was about 168. Well, you actually ran the highest speed out of anybody else, as live timing and scoring shows me here tonight. You think that was just as you continue to slice and dice your way towards the front, running in that slipstream and draft?
Oh man, it felt like it. It felt like I had an absolute missile coming out of turn one. If I was 4/10 behind somebody, I was going to be even going into the bus stop. So I don't know what the setup was. It was a set from last season that I rolled over, and apparently it does not have any wing on it. So it was a real rocket in the straight line, which really I think did help with making a lot of these overtakes a little bit easier. It really, the thing that really caught me out at the end there, that made it a lot nicer, is with that lack of wing and the increased top speed, I had 0.2 liters of fuel when I crossed the finish line at the end of that race. So I was trying to save some fuel those last few laps and really pick my spots when to go. And yeah, thank goodness I had an efficient car.
Man, an efficient throttle pedal as well. I'm gonna have to start making that a talking point here coming to the end of these races. Trevor, your Mercedes AMG looking like a Garage 56 machine here versus all of Le Mans here coming towards the end of this race. Congratulations on the race win. You had the speed, you had the pace. Who makes it all happen? Who we shout out here on this race win?
Yeah, shout out to all the guys over at G10 Dynamics, just cheering me on as the race was going, having a blast watching the broadcast. They were shouting you out, saying how great of a job you guys do for a one-man crew. It's really fun to listen back to these. I know it's only my third race here, and yeah, having a blast so far. So it's been super fun, just getting to learn kind of how these guys race, and obviously I still have a little bit to learn about that, but yeah, having a blast. Look forward to some more.
Trevor, thank you so much. And looking at the YouTube chat right here, you are exactly right. That's what's going on down there live in YouTube land. We appreciate it, all of you. Trevor, Marvin, Andreas, Marvin Samayo, Brandon, Mitch Crowther, we thank you all. And once again, Trevor, congratulations on the race win here tonight. Hopefully we're chatting with you next time in Top 3 Victory Lane.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, sim racing fans of all ages, I believe that's going to just about do it tonight on Stam Studio Network. Once again, appreciate each and every single one of you. Moonlight Dancer, Marvin Can Drive, Andreas Rufana, Brandon, F0801. Who else we got? Lambert Germ, I think if you're still here joining us with us, we'll be watching the race after the stream. Thank you so much, Moonlight. We appreciate each and every single one of you. Have a great rest of your night.